Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to House Tarot. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, thank you, Father, Mother, God, for all that you have done, all that you are doing, all that you will do, and all that you continue to do. Please guide us and protect us, assist our spiritual team of light and the light only known and unknown as we reveal, bind, rebuke, and destroy all demonic and negative energies, entities, and orders in all dimensions, and all realms, and all realities, and all aspects of life for the past, present, and future generations. When we do this in life, light, love, divinity, purity, prosperity, and protection for the highest good of all. Amen and Ashe. All right, Gemini, how y'all doing? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What is going on in the world? Cause look, y'all the zodiac signs of duality. Like, what is going on? I'm gonna need you to go ahead and tap in your shadow side in the light way and tell us what is going on in the world. Cause Lord have mercy. But that's okay. Retribution is coming. All right. So, Father, Mother, God, what do we have for the overall energy for Geminis? We have for the overall energy of Gemini. So we got two cards. Of course, for Gemini, it's got to have two cards, duality. So we got authentic truth and variance. All right, so check out Taurus's reading, because a lot of things that came up in astrology was based in the second house for this week. So check out Taurus's reading, because they had remembrance, which goes in alignment with your authentic truth. Know that your authentic truth is your authenticity. That's the most powerful thing that you have. So yes, definitely embrace your duality. Embrace both the dark and the light, but in a light way. Because how do you embrace your shadow in the light? For one, study where your Lilith is. Study where your black moon is. Study your Chiron and be able to heal all those things. That way you can't be attacked for your authenticity, and you have that fortitude and that's that stable foundation, that stability behind your authenticity, and be able to walk with it, knowing that that is truth. Because when you know something to be truth, you walk in it firmly and wholly. And look, card number 4, stable foundation. Know that you are guarded, you are protected, and your authentic truth is your gold within you, waiting for the light to shine. Variance. Know that you are a variable being. You are literally what Janelle Monáe said, I'm the venom and the antidote, or walking contradiction. Yes, we are. Why? Because we are literally walking contradictions every single day. This could be your most authentic truth of who you is, that you are right here, right now, in this moment. And then something could come out in this reading, or watching Taurus's reading, or you have an experience, and it transforms you and it shapeshifts you into something more, a better version of you. We are in a constant state of change all the time. So accept the variance, accept the variation, accept the fact that you are a soul on a 3 here on earth in a 3D level, but yet you have your higher self, you have your soul, you are made in the image of God. Variance. Accept it whole, and accept it fully. That's card number 39. And then this Trinity within yourself, your mind, your emotions, and your soul is your holy Trinity, is your holy grail. And that is aligned with the higher self, and moving further beyond that, and further beyond that, getting into, your different belief systems. And that's card, and that equals 12. Which gives you to move forward into a space of duality, which brings you right back in alignment with 3. All right, so we have the Queen of Cups in reverse with the Strength in reverse. So yeah, there were some things that was in your heart space. Yeah, check out Taurus's reading. There are things in your heart space that it took you out of being the Queen of Cups. But it took you out of being the Queen of Cups because you took the time out to analyze it, so that you can gather your authentic truth through the variances, through the changes, through, all aspects of who it is that you are. And yes, even though strength is in reverse, sometimes having strength in reverse, because when we feel strong, we're able to do things on our own. We feel like we got it, we can do it. And that's a mindset that is, a westernized mindset that's taught that, actions is what always deliver, an outcome, or, something that we're achieving. But in the spiritual aspect, sometimes you got to be able to sit down. And if you don't sit down, God's going to set you down. And that's what you did. You end up having to sit down. And you realize through that, by not being strong, by not having to, by not always having to be the strong one. You're one of those people that people come to and they depend on. You're the strong one. You always have it, under control. When, in reality, you're hurting. You're going through the things that you have to go through. Because who comes and helps the strong ones? Not too many people. But by releasing that strength and really diving in and knowing that you still aren't alone, even though it feels like you're alone in the 3D world, that you're not alone in the spiritual world, and being able to relinquish that strength and let go and let God, it brought you into this 10 of coins. You're able to see through illusions within yourself and within others that are offering cups. And they know, that cup, like you sitting here looking at, your cups are empty right there. And they're offering a full cup, but it's in the clouds. It ain't even, it's not even manifest. And it's not even manifested. But even with it in reverse, it's saying that you're able to, even though it's there, you see it in your mindset, it's going to come when it's supposed to come, in divine timing, in divine alignment, when you are ready. And then after that, you have the 2 of Wands. Now you're ready to walk through that door. Because that truth within your authentic self, knowing that you're not alone, knowing that, you do have it within you to keep going, even when it seems like you're not doing anything at all, even in your state of despair, even in your state of feeling weak and hopeless, that you are strong, and you're strong in the spirit. And it's not going to require you too much work to be able to do what it is that you need to do. Because you're living your authentic truth. Your authentic truth, like they said, I was told in the 3rd grade, pick an occupation that you truly love. Then it'll never feel like you have to work a day in your life. Yeah, there's going to be aspects of it that, it's not your favorite. But in the overall sense, it's not going to, it's still going to be, a dream come true. And it's not going to feel like work. So you're able to step through these 2 doors. You have options. And for you with Gemini, each one of your sides is going through a door. Your shadow side, your light side. Check out where Gemini is in your birth chart. Because that's, again, it doesn't have to be your sun, moon, and rising. It could be any place in your birth chart, any correlation or aspect to an asteroid, to a planet, to a minor aspect, to a major aspect, to your houses. Y'all, this one took a whole... Okay, so the strength came from the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Queen and the strength in reverse. It's due to not taking a leap of faith. You didn't feel comfortable, safe, or comfortable taking a leap of faith. Then with the strength in reverse, you have the Ace of Coins. Know that you are walking abundance. You are walking abundance. And then after that came an Empress in reverse. But then the Ace of Swords, the Star in reverse, and the Lovers. So this definitely was something that affected you on an emotional level, where you were not there. Yes, you still had, your physical manifestations of your abundance that you did have thus far. But there was someone there watching you, ready to try to take that away, because the Empress in reverse came out right over the 10 of coins. Like, and then followed by the Ace of Swords. That's the Archangel Michael card right there. And then the Star in reverse with the Lover. So it definitely came through a romantic connection, a lover. Let me go ahead and show y'all these cards. Y'all see that? Yeah. It came through a love interest, some type of romantic connection. Look at your 7th house, right? Because that's where romantic connections are. And then also check out where your Vesta and Aries are, check out the astrology notes, the astrology news for this week, because it reveals a lot of placements, especially when you get down under the hidden stuff, because I have the sun, the moon, and Western Vedic astrology, and then evolutionary astrology. And then evolutionary astrology is very old. Like, it dates back to Egyptian times. Old, old, old. But it's an astrology that gives you a way to be able to rebirth and transform and change, because you got our sun, right? Our sun sign, which most people know is the Western charts. That birth chart is more so predominantly about your personality, psychology, and as well as your masculine energy, which is taking action. Then you have Vedic sidereal, which focus more so on the moon, where the moon energy is your feminine energy, your nurturing side, and your soul level. And so then you also have evolutionary astrology, which is the things that you need to do to be able to grow and change and transform to be the best version of you possible walking this earth. So when you combine all three, you get a bigger picture of the whole truth. And we ain't even tapped into the human design and numerology yet. So, but yeah, it definitely came through a love interest. We're going to get the supernatural deck over here. But yeah, it stops you from taking leaps of faith. Be hesitant. But there's an Ace of Swords between this Empress in reverse and the Star in its reverse with the Lovers. Someone who seemed to be nurturing and caring. They wanted your money and they wanted your purpose. They wanted your calling. They were jealous of what it is that you have manifested, and jealous of where it is that you were going to be going, what you were going to be able to manifest furthermore. So they figured they tried to get with you to be able to, the 8 of Bones in reverse and the 4 of Bones in the reverse. Yeah. Which is basically the Wands. They did not like the connection that you had. They did not like the connection that you had, that you have, where it is that you are going, what you are called to do, the abundance that you are bringing into your life, the friendships that you will be having coming forward, moving in. And so we have the 8 and the 6 of Wands. This is the Bones messages and having that stability, that bone structure. They didn't like that connection that you did create. And then we have the 4 of Knives and the Queen of Goblets. They really wanted to destroy, which is basically the Queen of Cups. They wanted to destroy it. They did not like that stable foundation that you had, but know that you are protected and you're guided, because this is like the 4 of Swords. The 4 of Swords is someone that is protected, that is guided. So know that your what it is that you are creating out of that space of love and nurturing. You good. They see you happy, celebrating things, moving forward, and they were not willing to take the leap of faith into their own lives. The Chariot. They really wanted to really stop it. The Fools and the Chariot is in reverse. They really wanted to stop it, but they saw right through it. Your spiritual team, as in they saw right through it. Like she said, the devil made me do it. Like this demon here in this show, like she's cray cray. She's cray cray, for real, for real. And it's in reverse. So the Knight of Blades, the knights move very viciously, and they just do what they want to do and feel like they can, they're not taking into account any consequences or repercussions or anything in that matter. And that's what they were doing, wondering why their stuff isn't moving forward. But that's why you're mad and you're jealous. That's not going to work. And they end up falling in the pit. That's Samadine being tossed into the pit of hell. That's the 10 of Swords. But they end up falling into the pit because all these cards are in the reverse. And because they wanted to manipulate you out of your abundance through playing with your heart and interfering with your calling, your mission, your purpose, your life path. That's a dangerous thing to do. People really need to stop doing that. You don't you don't do that, because there will be repercussions. But they thought they were getting away with it because things was allowed to happen. In their relationship, you were the star. They were the star in reverse. And they didn't like that because they're used to being the star. But because of manipulation. Like, so it's not even authentic. So they're mad at you because you walking in your authentic truth. And don't have to manipulate anybody to get what you need or to be with you. Because you're not even thinking about it. You just doing you and living your best life. There's no plan, there's no plot. Oh, let me spit some game. We ain't got time for that. Nowadays, we ain't got time. We ain't sitting here rehearsing the lines. Oh, did it hurt? Because you just fell out of heaven. We ain't got time to be doing that. Yeah, someone says it now, it's funny because it's so old that it's funny and it's corny and it's like, did you really just say that? But so it's more so out of comic relief. But ain't nobody really doing that for real life. And the people that are, like, they getting caught. Yeah, they could say they got a good mouthpiece. I'll put it like this. They got a very good mouthpiece. And then the star in reverse, what came out? The Empress, and the Seven of Swords. And you see, hold on, wait. The Empress is looking right at the Seven of Swords. She's smiling like, oh, I'm about to get you. I'm about to tell you this. And she's sitting there like, but I see you. You know, it reminds me of, y'all know the Medea play where he was like, and he's like, Medea, what are you doing? And she ain't say that, Medea, huh? You can see me? That lady, yes, we can see you. Like I said, they were really trying to take advantage of your abundance because they didn't like that you were living your authentic truth. They was feeling some type of way. They started feeling some type of way because I feel like it didn't start off that way. You know, it didn't start off that way. But you decided to, with the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Strength in reverse, and I was bringing it full circle in where you decided to walk away from the relationship. You wasn't giving it no more energy, no more effort. You wasn't giving your time, your strength, or nothing. And you decided to step out and manifest on your own through your alignment with your spiritual team and guidance. And it made them even worse because it revealed the fact that they were an empress. You not taking risky, leaps of faith. Like, no, you're not taking a leap of faith back into that mess, back into that relationship, back into that nonsense. No, your strength is going to show by the fruit that is being, even though it looks like you're weak, you're in a vulnerable spot, you're hurting. Your fruits. You are literally reaping what you sowed, and obviously what you sowed is beautiful because you got the Ace of Coins. And then you got the Empress in reverse, then with the Queen of Swords, then the Star in reverse. The Archangel Michael came down and was like, nope, let it be revealed. They're being revealed as the Empress in reverse and the Star in reverse, and they're mad. The Nine of Pentacles, the Empress. Yeah, they wanted your money. The Nine of Pentacles, the Queen of Blades. Okay, now this one's an angel in this TV show, but in reverse. Upright, she's still willing to do some pretty, you're teetering on breaking the law type of things to get her way and find out the truth of Satan's plan and everything. It's like, but you still got rules to abide by. So she walks a very tightrope in the TV show, which for Gemini, that made sense because you got the whole Jekyll and Hyde vibe going on. So yeah, you're able to walk just that fine line, but you're not diving off. But see, now this is in reverse. Under the Seven of Swords, they dove off. They're literally willing to do anything and everything just to get your Nine of Pentacles, your Ten of Pentacles. You got the Ace, you got the Ten of Pentacles, the Ace of Coins, the Nine of Pentacles here. And this is clarifying the Star in reverse. Then you got the World. Oh, Lord, then you got this boy, the Two of Pentacles. And balance. Yeah, see, you don't play with him. You don't play with him. You do not play of him. You do not play with him. With the Page of Bones. That card wasn't flipped over, but I had to look at it. Yeah, it's a page. The World, Death in reverse, for you with Five of Pentacles in reverse. Archangel Gabriel. They really thought they could send death your way. Like, they were trying everything. Like, when I say everything, everything. And you still ain't left out in the cold. You still not left out in the cold. And then look, you got the Nine of Cups after that. You still not left in the cold, and you full of abundance. And they are really clueless as to who, what, when, where, how, and why all of this is happening and taking place. You see how this stuff just came on and clarified? The Star in reverse, with the Empress, with the Seven of Swords, with the Nine of Pentacles. Look at this. The World. This demon gonna come out, try to put death on you so that you can be left out in the cold with the Five of Pentacles, but it didn't, because you end up getting the Nine of Cups. They literally tried everything. They really, 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 truly did. All right, Father, Mother, God, what demonic energies do we have around this? Because especially we're using the supernatural deck. What? Because they was trying. They tried. Out of jealousy, greed, envy, hate. Why? Why people can't just take that and be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm feeling a little jelly. Hey, let me learn from you and see what it is that, you know, I'm not doing. Because, shoot, I feel like I'm supposed to be there too. That's the healthy way of using jealousy. Like, you know, let me sit my butt down, shut up, and learn something. I'm going to use this jealousy to be able to motivate me so that I can get to where it is that I need to get. Because obviously this person's doing something right that they got it. So, shoot, let me sit on down, shut up, and get it right. Okay, this one we already had crossed out, but I did it with a pencil the day I didn't have my marker. Because we still got to cast them out. So we're going to go ahead and do it with the marker right now. All right, so the demons that came out, you have the Tower of Asago. Promoter of discord, war, arguments, and falsehood. Gives generous responses. Yeah, they really wanted you to come out being seen as the Empress in reverse and the Star in reverse in this love situation, because they was using emotional manipulation in order to get to you and instill your abundance and your riches. And they don't want anybody to find out because, yeah, you feeling embarrassed. You feeling embarrassed. Don't do anything that you're going to feel embarrassed about. I mean, it's just that simple. If you're going to be embarrassed about something, then, I mean, you might as well stand 10 toes. I mean, you don't even do it. If you're going to do something you know is wrong, you might as well stand 10 toes down. So, yeah, they're going to end up having a tower coming that's going to give a very generous response. Because now you're able to reclaim all the things that, you know, that they were taking away, and seeing the abundance that you do have into your life. And then not just you, but others around the situation, they looking like, the math ain't mathing. So then you got the Hermit, Frucas. Teaches philosophy, astrology, rhetoric, logic, palm reading, and divination in fire. Yeah, they knew better. They were using all types of their gifts, skills, talents, and abilities in order to manipulate not just you, but others as well. Because if it was that easy and they're Empress in reverse and the Star in reverse, that means this is not their first rodeo. And the fact of it is that they already knew what's going on, because you got the Hermit mode. Someone that likes to, you know, stay in the dark, but they're in the dark because they're still living. Check out Taurus's reading. They're still living in a state of unhealedness. Yes, I said unhealedness. They're living in a state of unhealedness where they are harboring their wounds and using it as, no, but I need to move forward. And no, that's you using your pain, which, yeah, it is useful so that you can get up and have the motivation to keep going and to keep trying. But you don't hold on to it. You hold on to the wisdom and the knowledge and the experience and the insight and what actually you learned and gathered from living through that experience, that then you could utilize that good part on your life and share that with others so that they know they're not alone, and not drag them into misery loves company. Because when you're going over wounds, you're pretty much oh shoot, what's it called? You're basically feeding a cycle. You're enabling them to be like, oh yeah, still harbor that hate and that pain. And no, it serves a purpose, and it serves a purpose for a temporary moment. Why? For you to acknowledge it, for you to release it, heal it, acknowledge it, let go, find the seed, find the root, find the key source within it. within it that is affecting you so much to the point where then you can release it and let it go and completely be done with it. Which is what? Wasn't that the overall let go? So yeah, they need to let go and let God, and they're not willing to do that. But they mad at you because you let go and let God, and yet you're getting all the abundance because you're in alignment and you're doing it out of integrity because you know what the rules of the game is, you know what the law is. You're playing by that. You're not doing some malicious stuff where you just doing anything and every old thing in order to get your way. That's not how that works. Just because you are chosen, you are called, you are anointed, you have gifts, skills, talents, and abilities and powers, do not mean you could just do any old thing that you feel like doing. No. Just like there are laws in this world, there are spiritual laws. If there was no spiritual laars, Lucifer wouldn't get cast down and kicked out of heaven in the first place. All you got to do is go back and really apologize, but that's a whole nother story. That's in the last reading. But there are laws. There is things that keeps a balance, keeps an order. Change is inevitable. Hell, shoot, even the animal kingdom has certain laws, and they're not written down and they're not spoken. But all the animals know, hey, don't you take your ass over there on the lion's territory, because then when the lion decides to eat you, you cannot then be mad because you knew that was the lion's territory. That lion gonna eat you. Keep on playing with that lion if you want to. So then you got the Three of Pentacles with the archangels that came out. God, hearing limitations. Mental force protects against sorrow and illness. Yeah, so you were protected. You were protected the whole time against any transgressions that were done against you, mentally, emotionally, and even physically. So you got the Two of Cups, Leua. Ooh. So yeah, this person wasn't even faithful either. They weren't faithful. They just wanted you for what you have and what that you could bring in. Then they was going to take it, and then they was going to move on, leave you high and dry. Yeah, you still would have had your abundance, but then it just would have been years down the line. This person would have been somewhat in a good spot, but here's the thing. They wouldn't have been able to maintain it. So because they didn't do the work, and they're not living their authentic truth. So we got the Two of Cups. Lovers came out. The swiftly hearkening God. Fruition provides expansive intelligence and gives the grace of God. Isn't that not what happened? Yep. The fruits of your labor, your fruition, your fruit that you are growing is saying it all and really proving that this person was the Empress in reverse and the Star in reverse, while they're telling a whole nother story. Then you got the Four of Pentacles. God liberating the oppressed. Self-atonement cures mental illness, deliverance from persecution. And didn't justice come out? Did not justice come out? Where did justice come out? Didn't justice come out? Justice did come out. I just gotta find it. Justice is here somewhere. The Wheel of Fortune. Justice is here somewhere. The World. Was that the last reading? It's here. I'm not going to mess up on my cards. I got to keep them in a somewhat orderly fashion because I'm going to show you at the end. All right, so then we have the Four of Grains, parable of the rich fool. This came on the last reading. Then he said unto them, watch out, be on your guard against all kinds of greed. Life does not consist in an abundance of possessions. Luke 12:15. And it doesn't. And they're thinking that they're really going, you cannot buy your way into heaven. It don't matter what type of, the only reason why the people that's living their life and doing what it is, they're getting that fruition. And everybody's entitled to a different level of fruition. What people consider abundant and being rich is not what rich is in everybody's book. Somebody might just want to be, hey, I just want to be rich in health, rich in knowledge, rich in information, rich in wisdom, rich in property, rich in livestock. It's different things. And if you're doing what's right, yeah, that stuff is going to come to you. And if you're comparing it, it's not going to look like that they Bill Gates. But trust me, they are very rich. You just don't see it because you can't take appreciative in what they find their happiness and joy and abundance is. But it's not about all possessions. People think that it's about all the money and that. They say, if you really were blessed, then this would be coming in and you wouldn't have this. That's not what being blessed is. Jesus was blessed, but yet still went through hell and high water. Still got persecuted. Still got executed. And yes, rose again 3 days later, but still went through all of that. Got betrayed by his best friend and every dang on thing. So being blessed looks differently on everything. And some of us, unfortunately, are the sacrificial lambs because y'all hard-headed ass people just don't want to learn. All right, so then you got the 8 of chalices, the ascension of Jesus. After he said this, he was taken up before their very eyes, and a cloud hid him from their sight. And that's exactly what happened to you. You had a whole rapture about this situation. God said, no more. You in the walk into your authentic truth. You said, you know what, you right, no more. I got to get up and go because the math ain't mathing. How I have so much less now. I had the same, but I had so much more then. It's this energy, because the energy can do that. They will drain you of that, because why? They just want to promote discord, war, arguments, and falsehood, and give you a generous response, and then try to use their gift, skills, talents, and abilities to manipulate you. And no. Oh, shit, we didn't read this. The high priestess, Dandelion, teaches art and science, knows the secret thought of all, and can change them. Causes love, shows visions of the world. Yeah, so they seen it. They seen where you were going. They seen your abundance. They was like, ooh, we're going to tag along right on loan too. Check out Taurus reading. Check it out because it goes together. All right, so then you have the devil. Satan tempting humans to sin. That temptation of being a rich fool. And they still not learning. The 3 of feathers, rebellion against David. The king was shaken. He wept up to the room over the gateway and wept. As he went, he said, oh, my son Absalom, my son Absalom. If only I had died instead of you. Oh, Absalom, my son Absalom. 2 Samuel 18:33. Rebellion against David. Stop going up against the chosen one. See, look, didn't we just say, look, you got raptured out of that situation. You up here in a whole nother frequency, in a whole nother realm. And they still mad, still trying to get to you. You're falling into the temptations. And you going to end up, your little cries, wolf, is going to turn into some real cries. Stop playing with people that are protected, and you're interfering with God's plan. God is not going to take that lightly when you interfere with Father, Mother, God's plan. Because you really can't, for real. The little stuff that happened, it really ain't had nothing to do with your power or what you connect to. It was because God allowed it to happen, because that other person needed it for whatever reason that is none of your damn business. So the last card, we have wisdom, learning, joy, art, music. Creation, abundance, nurturing, feeling free, allowing your feminine energy to really step forward and come through and manifest, allowing your Queen of Cups to be able to turn back upright, because you were taking no more chances. You're like, I'm depleted. I'm going to take your time on. I'm going to heal. You didn't seek revenge. You didn't try to do this. You didn't try to do that. You ain't tried to get over someone by getting under someone. You was like, no, I'm going to recalculate myself so that I can move differently. And also, I want to step more fully into my authentic self. And going through this situation, going through some type of heartbreak, especially through love, it's going to force you to step into your authentic truth, one way or another. That's your cards, Gemini. All right, y'all. Until next time, peace.